Hello my lovelies, James from Posture Stars. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Yo-Yo Wellness Up&Go Desk, which I've been playing around with for a month now. It comes with bundled wellness software, which is really useful for seeing how well you've been changing your position up during the day. And I'm going to show you that separately as a separate review, because in the short term at the moment we're using a PC-based app to be able to measure and show how well I've been doing. And in the future, not long now, it's going to be coming onto Android and also onto Apple phones. So I'll be able to show you those in more detail as well. But for now, let's talk about the desk itself. Well, you'll see the desk here comes in a black frame with a white top, but you can have a grey frame, you can have a silver frame, you can have a light grey top. All those are as standard, or you can pay a little bit extra and have some nice wood effect tops as well. I've gone for white here because it shows off what I'm working on when I'm showing people, and particularly because I like black accessories. If I had a black desktop, none of you would be able to see what I'm talking about. So here we are with a black frame and a white desktop, and here I have the desk set in standing, which you can adjust manually here. You can get a smart controller as well, which has more features on it, or you can do what I do, which is to use software on the system and just flick it between standing and sitting. It really is that easy. James, people ask, why would I need an electric sit-stand desk? Well, there are a number of reasons. Firstly, it's about getting that height right for you. So most desks, particularly here in the UK, come at around 72, 73 centimetres. And if you're anything under 5'8", 5'9", that's generally too high for you, and you're going to have to make some chair adjustments or footrests in order to be able to utilise it. Secondly, you might be in a mixed use environment. For example, you might be hot desking at work, in which case that's a great solution to that issue. Or you might have other people in your house who are different heights. Particularly, I find a three-stage desk like this is useful for people who've got children who want to do their homework, because the desk goes nice and low. Two-stage desks don't go quite as low as that, and it really means that you can have great posture for your family or for your workmates as well as yourself. And then thirdly, those of you who know me well will know I'm all about posture, all about ergonomics, and sitting all day just isn't very good for you. But I'd like to add, standing all day isn't particularly good for you either. So having a desk where you can rotate between sitting and standing is a lot better for your health and your comfort, your ability to work well and reduce those risks associated with long-term poor posture or static postures at your desk. Now, desks like these can be notoriously difficult to put together, but this one isn't. It comes almost pre-assembled in a box. I have an installation video on that separately, which you can have a look at. I'll put the description down below. Or with this, you can adopt to have it installed for you, and depending on where you live in the UK, an installation engineer will come and do all that hard work for you, so you're not carrying the desktop around, you're not carrying the base around, because they can be quite heavy. Why don't I just get one of those desk toppers that I can put on top of my existing desk? Well, I don't like them very much, frankly. I don't think they do a good job. They tend to make it difficult to get your keyboard placement right and your mouse placement right. They take up a lot of desk. They're manual, which means that you're having to lean over and carry these things up into the upright and down into sitting again. And frankly, in my experience, very few people are going to end up doing that. So you're much better off with something that's automated and really simple. So it takes the brain work out of it, and then things just go smoothly for you. Let's talk about sizing. This desktop here is 140 by 80 centimeters, 140 by 80. There is a small version, which is 100 by 60 centimeters, which is great for those of you who are doing a home office setup and you haven't got a lot of space. It's a little bit shorter in depth, but 60 centimeters is okay, and it's shorter in width up to about here. So you really can squeeze it into one of those tight corners when you're at home. And for those of you who want lots more desk space, it goes all the way up to 180 centimeters in width here and 80 centimeters in depth, which is a massive amount of real estate. So how much weight can this desk take? Well, it's rated up to 100 kilograms. To give you an idea of how much that is, these monitors here weigh about 2.5 kilograms each. I've got a speaker here, which is another 2 kilograms. And then I've got some monitor arms, which are another couple of kilograms each. And I weigh somewhere, depending on how much beer I've drunk, between 80 and 90 kilograms. So I could lie on top of this desk with all the equipment on it quite happily and move myself up and down without any problems. So they really are strong and sturdy desks. And the metal legs themselves, which I'll show you in a different angle shortly, they're really sturdily made all the way from the lowest point to the highest point. I've never had any wobble, any trouble with that. So long as you install it well. They have little adjustable nuts on the bottom of the feet of the legs. So if you've got a wonky floor, say you live in a farmhouse kitchen or something like that, not a problem. You can still set it up really well. Okay, so let's talk about those heights. From its lowest, without the desktop here, 61.7 centimeters. Now, most desks are about 72 centimeters, so that's a good 10 centimeters lower, which puts it firmly in the range of being great for people who are shorter. And it goes all the way up to 127.6 centimeters, which is really, really, really high. I'll show you what I've got mine on at the moment. Mine is set at 103. So you can see that this is going to go really high up, which is great for all of you tall people. It might be suitable for sales rooms and showrooms and stuff like that. But basically this means no matter, generally, I'd imagine 98% of the population, this table is going to be a great fit for you. So while we're down here, let's have a look at underneath the desk. You have a nice bar here, which is very solid and sturdy and is adjustable in width, depending on what width you're going to have on your top there. And these feet connect to, you've got a 3-stage mechanism. So 3 stage is great. 2 stage means you're quite limited in your height, and I find quite often it can not go low enough for people who are shorter than, as I say, about 5'9", 5'8". 3 stages means that it will accommodate everybody, whether you're hot desking or yourself and your family. Really nice. This is in a powdered black and can also come in silver and white. I like the black because it makes me dust regularly, which is a good thing. You'll notice here that it just fixes on. You may be able to see with some screws, so it's really easy to attach to the desktop. You don't have to have that desktop. You can use any desktop you like. So if you've got one on an existing desk that you'd like to use, that's great. Or I have had clients who've got very personal desktops that are full of holiday memories and mementos and that sort of thing. And it's really easy to fit one of those too. How about me then? How have I got on with this particular desk? Well, like I say, I've had it over a month. I've found it really useful. I've found that it stops me sitting in the same position for long periods of time. And I want to nag people to move all the time. But this desk makes it really easy with the bundled software, so that I think my posture's better at the end of the day. I'm feeling less tired at the end of the day as well, which is a real bonus for those who live around me when I've been hard filming all day and then I go downstairs all grumpy because I'm tired. A desk like this takes some of those troubles away from me. Now, the desk is aimed at people who, the software of the desk is aimed at people who would be spending maybe 6 or 8 hours of the day. And the idea there is that you're going to set percentages of time, or you're going to set hours of time that you want to spend varying between sitting and standing. Personally, I don't work 8 hours a day. I work for myself. If I could work half an hour a day, I would work half an hour a day. So in some instances, what I've noticed is that I will spend an hour or maybe 2 hours with the desk set either down or up. And then on other days when I'm spending 8-10 hours a day, it's nice to see the variability in there, which is really great for helping me keep my posture and so on. Is the desk eco-friendly? Well, you know, it's made out of wood, it's made out of metal, so those have come from somewhere, but it's certified to some of the highest standards in Sweden, in Europe. So as far as desks go, then it's pretty well certified to be as good as it possibly can. So let's talk about some of the great features that I do like. It's smooth, it's quiet, it's sturdy. It can take up to 100 kilograms, which frankly is ridiculous. It comes in a variety of colours. It does look smart. It doesn't take up too much space. You can have a small desktop or a large desktop. It's got great eco credentials as well. It comes bundled with the software for free. There's no license for that software. You're not going to get a year down the line and then get told that you need to spend $79 a year to carry on using it or anything like that. That's all free with the desk. It's going to have software on iPhone and on Android as well, which is great. And it actually makes you use sitting and standing and makes it a pleasure and ease to use. What are the cons? What do I find difficult with it? Well, I chose black legs, and like I say, occasionally I have to dust it. It's not completely silent as a desk, so you'll be able to hear it moving. I do recommend if you're in a Zoom meeting that you stand. I recommend if you're working typing that you sit, so that's not really an issue at all, is it? Other cons, what other cons do I have it? Cabling. You are going to have to look after your cabling if you don't want it to look a mess, but you can use a cable tray for that. You can use all sorts of cable ties and things, and you can see I've done a reasonably good job of it there. It is quite heavy. You can install it yourself, but there is free installation, and that varies between a couple of days and a couple of weeks depending on where you are in the UK, so you might as well take advantage of that if you feel like it. And apart from that, there you go, pros and cons. I highly recommend, if you can afford it, that you have a sit-stand desk. If you can afford it, and you're working from home, for example, there is no reason not to take advantage of a sit-stand desk. So I have a sit-stand desk here in my office at home. This is a home office. I also have a sit-stand desk in the living room of our house, so that my wife and children can adjust their desk easily while they're doing their homework and while they're working. And it just means that none of us are stuck in bad postures or static postures throughout the day. So I strongly recommend that, really, in an ideal world, everybody would have some. Certainly in parts of Europe, 90% of the population use sit-stand desk productively and actively. And my understanding is here in the UK at the moment, it's 2024 at time of filming, that's somewhere around 8 to 10%. So there's only a tiny portion of the population who are able to take advantage of it so far. And later down the line, so when you're 80, are you going to be looking back and thinking, oh, I really wish I hadn't spent a few £100 when I was 50 to look after my posture and make sure that I'm healthy and well in my latter ages? Or are you going to be 80 and looking back and think, I wish I hadn't spent 30 years crouched and slumped over a desk like that, because now my neck is bad and my back is bad. To me, it's a no-brainer. And if you're going to spend 8 hours a day at a desk, why don't you sort it out? People spend a fortune on the mattress. People spend an absolute fortune on their cars, and they'll spend maybe an hour or two a day on it. But for their home ergonomics, for their seating and their desks, they're hardly spending anything. So that's me nagging at you again. Get it sorted. Just sort yourself out, because there's no point waiting until you're 80. You're not going to be using a desk like that then. Okay, so thanks for watching. It's been a bit of a review, a bit of a rant, and a bit of urging to get you to move on and sort out your ergonomics. I hope you found it useful. Do let me know in the comments. Please like, please subscribe. It always makes me happy when I get new people coming and joining and looking after themselves, because all we want to do is help people have great posture and a comfortable working day. Bye for now.